The story I'm going to talk about today is what happened to me at the headquarters, which now is the Choctaw Nation headquarters, but in the past it was a Presbyterian college for women. I was sitting in my office one afternoon, and I'm always bad about keeping my lipstick on, so I had my little compact mirror out and I was putting my lipstick on, and I looked back at my mirror and there was a lady standing there watching me. And I was like, oops, I've been caught putting my lipstick on. Well, I turned around to greet her. There was no one standing there, and I said, Martha, did you see the lady? What happened to the lady that was just standing here? And she said, Kay, there's no lady been in here. And I said, no, the lady that was here, she's a native. She had long black hair parted in the middle. I said, I seen her in my mirror. And she said, there's not been anybody here, Kay. We're the only ones that's been in here. I thought, oh my goodness. Well, several times that I'd be sitting at my desk working, and all of a sudden it felt like a pencil going through my hair, and I would look up and there would be nobody there. This happened to me all the time. And then Katie Honeycutt used to work in our office a long time ago, and she'd done some research about our office area, the school. Well, and there was a fire on the top floor. It was 3 stories, and there was a fire on the top floor, and one young lady jumped out the window to save her life and ended up dying. And so Katie, when she's telling me this, and my floor is in the top north, and I'm the last window up on the top north side, and that's the window she jumped out of. Well, one day I came to work, and the window was just shattered, glass everywhere, and the outside was perfect, so nobody could have threw anything through the window. So, that was kind of scary to us because glass was just everywhere. And then one afternoon I went down to the restroom. And when we wash our hands, the door's real heavy, and I went to greet whoever was coming in, the door opened, and there was nobody there. It was just like, cold breeze, and I thought, oh my goodness. So I just went back to my office. And then there was a few times that we would work late at night, and one evening I told Sheila Kervin I'm leaving, and Sheila said, okay, and so a little while later she heard the file cabinets in my office opening and shutting. She's like, I thought Kay left. And so she walks over there, and of course I'm not there. So little things like that just happen. And then one day in the next office of Sheila's office, we had these little stuffed animals that was a bride and a groom. Well, they just went flying out in the middle of the floor for no reason at all. So we went over there because Sheila was called us. We went over there, and sure enough, there's no way. If they just fell, they would have been right there, but they landed in the middle of the floor. And I think around the same day that happened, it's either Nanette or Sheila's Kleenex box. Instead of a Kleenex coming out of the box, there was one coming down into the box. So that was just a few of the things that happened to us on the top floor. A few years ago, our first Relatives Walk was at Wheelock. And so they asked me if I'd be a tour guide. And I said, sure, that'd be fun. And so I was going to be the tour guide in the Tvshka building. So my mother went to school there when Wheelock, when mother went to school, it was Wheelock, and then they closed and she went to Jones. So I asked her, I said, Mom, can you come up here and kind of take me on a little tour through the building since I'm going to be the one that's going to be telling the story? And she's like, sure. So that afternoon on our tour, when I went through there, at this time it was still open upstairs, the kitchen area and the balcony was all still there. Well, we were doing the tour through there, and she showed me where, when she was a little girl, she was like one of the prettiest little girls. And so a family came up there and seen her, and they bought her a bicycle. And she showed me how she's riding her bicycle around inside there and all. And then later, that was on a Saturday afternoon. And she'd also told me about my uncle was the caretaker there. And my great aunt, which would have been his little sister, she had appendicitis attack during the night. And so she died, and she died in the top floor of the Tvshka building. And he said when he was caretaker of the grounds, you could hear kids out there playing, and there was nobody there. And he said one day he looked over to the balcony and he seen his sister standing up there. So I thought, oh Lord. So when I was doing this tour, I was kind of scared anyway. But anyway, I made it through the tour that day, and then I went over, and Kanda, my little girl, was 2. And right between 2 and 3. So we went over to the cemetery, show her my grandma and great-grandparents' grave and all. That was on Saturday evening. Okay, Sunday evening we got back home, and she had been in a pageant, and you could hear the bell ringing, and we'd sitting in the windowsill, and I thought, oh my goodness, both of us, we heard the bell ring, and I thought, uh-oh, because we thought somebody was coming in on us. And about that time, my grandmother, Rosie, walked in my bedroom. And she had died in 1974. Kenda was born in 1994, and she was a couple of years old. And our head just went under the cover, and I was just like, Kenda, who was that? And she said, it was Grandma Rosie. And I thought, Grandma Rosie? And we come out from the covers, and of course, we never seen her again. And I was like, how did you know that was Grandma Rosie? She'd never seen a picture of my grandma at all. And she said, Mama, you took me to her grave. And I thought, oh my goodness. And then, so the next morning I called my mom and I told her what had happened. And she said, well, the sound of the bell is a spirit, and a good spirit. And she said, so when you heard the bell ring, that was her coming.